Hi, welcome to another episode of This Week with Drew. On today's episode, we got how was my week? I was in Edmonton doing a comedy festival with Emo Philips. And in big news, I learned about some gay monkeys. Yo, we got some gay monkeys in the jungle, looking for the hungry banana boat. I'm looking for a banana boat. I'm a monkey. Yo, this story is actually pretty cool. Hey, welcome to another episode of This Week with Drew. This is for Thursday, October 24th, 2019. If you're not going to the Drake, then you don't get the pickled egg in your mouth when you go to the Drake. I'm gonna be here for the next 15 minutes talking to you about whatever. Thank you for watching or listening or doing whatever. Shout out off the top to my Patreons, John, Greg, Isaac, Joel, Mike, and Bubba, and Brees, and Marnus, and all my 118 homies, Calm, PG, and Devin Johnson. What's up, bro? I think that's your last name, bro. Reached out to me, said he liked the podcast, man. Thank you. What up? How you guys doing? I hope you're doing good. Let's see. I'm doing good. Let's see. How was my week? My week was good. I was in Edmonton all week, and I went there on Tuesday, and I got there, and as soon as I got there, I met up with all my motherfucking homies from the hood, and we went to Coliseum Steak and Pizza. Had a nice steak, bro. I already talked to you guys about this actually on the last podcast, and I was in Grand Prairie, and that was the shit. And then I did the Edmonton Comedy Festival, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. Big theater in Edmonton, the Arts Barn, where the Fringe is. Edmonton, historically, very good theater town. I don't know if you know this about Edmonton. Longest running Fringe in the world, man. More than Edinburgh Fringe. It's the biggest, second biggest Fringe now. And it's one of the longest runnings, too. And so Edmonton, good theater town, right in the theater district there on White Avenue. We were at the ATB Arts Barn. We were at the Arts Barn for the Edmonton Comedy Festival presented by ATB Financial, Alberta Treasury Branch Bank, where you put your money so we can fucking lose it. Gambling. That's what these banks guys do, man. They're just like, yeah, give us all your money and then we'll just go gamble with it. But I got a tie, so you might get a lot more money back. So yeah, I did that comedy festival and it was dope. I got to work with Emo Philips, man. This guy, I am not gonna I don't want to take credit for this, but I just have to tell you this joke that he did. I don't know. He'll probably be mad about it but we're not friends and he doesn't watch the podcast. So Emo Philips, classic American comedian, does not want to be known as a joke writer, even though he is a joke writer, but this is his best joke. All weekend he's going, this is what I love about word economy, man. This is why I'm jealous of joke writer guys like that. Guys with this word economy. Because me on stage, I sell it quite a bit. You know, maybe not a lot of shine. You know, a lot of shine, not a lot of substance. I might be selling myself a little bit short, but I definitely do put a lot of shine on it. And sell the bits, you know. But Emo Philips, he sells them, but he goes up there and he just goes, 3 things that make me laugh are my sister's nipples. Boom, right there. And then he keeps going. And that's where a regular comedian would stop. 3 things that make me laugh are my sister's nipples. And then that's where a regular comedian would stop. Then he takes it to the next level, and he goes, one of them is tiny. I'm thinking like, what? That's why it makes you laugh? Now he's absurd on that. So at first, you get this like paraprodokian, which is a form of a joke where the last part of the sentence changes the first part of the sentence, because you think he's going to start a list, but then he just says 3 things and blah, blah, blah. But then he hits you with the absurd exaggeration, because you're thinking like one of them is called tiny, and you're like, well, that's a stupid. And then he goes through the third part of the line. He goes, one of them is called tiny. She wouldn't let me name the other 2. Now that's a fucking joke right there. She wouldn't let me name the other 2. And That's so fucked up, and that's what makes him a brilliant and unparalleled joke writer. Is because the normal comedian would have stopped at three things that make me laugh are my sister's nipples, and this guy goes, one of them's tiny. She wouldn't let me name the other two. Like, bro, and like every word hits, every word slaps. You need every single word in that joke. If you take out a word, none of the joke works anymore, and that's what makes a good comedian. And same with a good chef, man. Is if you take out one ingredient, well, then you're done. The whole thing's done, man. Like if you take out butter from a hollandaise, then it's not a hollandaise anymore. But if you take out lemon juice and cayenne or paprika or salt or pepper, it still remains a hollandaise, man. So you can have all this salt and pepper and all this shit, but if it ain't butter and egg and a little bit of liquid, either acidic like vinegar or even just water, then it ain't a fucking hollandaise, bro. Man, and he's doing that hollandaise sauce comedy, bro. Right down to the nuts of it, bro. You need every single word in that joke, man. So it was really cool working with this guy. Like classic American comedian. But not a lot of mainstream success, man, because the guys like that, it's not like Dane Cook or Russell Peters selling out arenas or Sebastian Maniscalco, where you can just go and there's like this overarching personality that you're kind of connecting with. This guy it's like a virtuosity. It's like the difference between like a fucking, regular ass guitar player and like a fucking shred Yngwie Malmsteen or something, like it's like John Mayer versus a fucking Paul Gilbert, which is like, unless you're an extreme guitar shredder, you don't even know who Paul Gilbert is, but everybody knows who fucking John Mayer is. Cause he's just slow dancing in a burning room, but fucking Paul Gilbert's just firing it up like, dude. Just fucking playing a million notes a second, and you're not really gonna truly appreciate that unless you're like a nerd ass musician or like someone who's just a weird freaky person who's just into that shit. It's like Dream Theater. Like how many people who aren't musicians listen to Dream Theater? I would have no like there's probably like three guys, like the only three non-musicians who listen to Dream Theater. I all have a conference every year. It's just Brian and Tony and Clark, and they're just talking. See, and if you're not a musician or like even into like rock, you don't know who Dream Theater is. Oh man, I'm gonna put that on the fucking Instagram chop tomorrow. Okay, so and then I did the shows. It was nice. I got to see my sister, which was super awesome. We hung out a couple times. She came out to one of my shows with her boyfriend Zach and her friend Jen and her boyfriend. And super nice to see them. Edmonton has these bird scooters now, bird gang scooters. Boom, the motherfucking bird gang. And there's these electronic scooters. They're all over Europe. I saw them when I was in Italy. But you can just get an app, and it's like Uber, and then you just look and see where a scooter is, and then you just fucking QR zoop it, and then you just fucking take the scooter out. It's $1 to fire it up, and then 35 cents a minute, and you just rip. And the hotel I was at was right on White Avenue, which is like a super, right in the best place to be in Edmonton, and like the liquor drinking district. And then these bird gangs are just everywhere, man. Just everyone's just bird ganging it around White Ave. But the smart thing is they shut them down at 11, so you can't be all wasted ripping around just bird ganging it, because that's dumb. Like letting people get all drunk at the bar and then hop on electronic scooters that go like 10 kilometers an hour. And those things give her too. Like you give it a little rip and you're like, whoa, man, like we're going, like, here we go. But the lime ones, they got bird and lime appear to be the heftier ones. And those ones had no time limits on them. So there's just people doubling up on them, just ripping all wasted on them. I don't think Edmonton is really the best place for that. Oh, I saw I saw the climate change rally with Greta Thunberg all the way from Sweden. It is all wrong. I should not be here. I should be at the local Flusenborg game while I eat my pickled herrings and I want a reindeer meat pizza. And it's so funny how many fucking Alberta dudes were there to protest their climate protest. It's like, bro, you're so fucking stupid. They just drove all their trucks up from Red Deer an hour and a half north into Edmonton just to fucking protest some 16-year-old girl. And they were running, all these climate guys were just like running fucking, oh no, my battery light is flashing red. Holy fuck. Well, I hope this records. We might have to shut her down early on the flashing red battery. Oh, the counter protest. It was cool. There's like 12,000 people there. It's like some Obama level shit, man. This like fucking celebrity. And all I was thinking was like, man, you should be bringing this inside in an arena and charging $100 a head for for your climate change talks, like Al Gore. What are you fucking doing? You're supposed to be making money off this shit. Buy a new coat. That you need a new fucking jacket, man. That blue, you look like I don't know, like some kind of mountaineer. But she doesn't fly an airplane. She took a boat here, 15 days on a carbon neutral boat. And now it's like, now how are you going to get home? I do not fly. Like, yeah, right. You're 16 and you're never going to fly in an airplane ever. Like, no way. I am down with the message, though. I just think it's funny that these guys, she came here to talk about climate change, and dudes who work in the oil and gas industry were protesting her. It's like, why are you doing that? She's not protesting the oil and gas industry. She's protesting climate change. If you're an oil and gas worker and you're protesting someone who's protesting climate change, then you're directly admitting that you are responsible for a large majority of climate change and that you are having a greater impact on this earth than you should be. So by your own admission, you're fucking dumb. Oh, okay. My battery's gonna die. I want to talk about fucking these gay monkeys. You guys hear that? Okay, time for big news with Drew. Okay, so I hope this works. This isn't even a fucking newspaper article. It's a Wikipedia entry, and it's about this monkey called Titus. He was a gorilla. I keep saying monkey. He's a silverback gorilla. So the gist of this is that Titus was 4 years old. Male joined his group named Beats Me, and then him and Beats Me got shunned from the group, and so then it was just Titus and Beats Me for 8 years, just these two lone silverback gorillas roaming the mountainside, together, and they were observed by scientists their whole lives. They just watched them. They didn't fuck with them. And then they were doing some gay stuff when it was just the two of them for 8 years. And so Titus and Beats Me, they got a tight bond. They were homies, and then they were out there on the road for a long time together, the two of them. So, shit went down on the road. But then 5 females joined the troops, and then a bunch of other males came, and then Titus and Beats Me ran off all the chicks, and then it was just Titus and Beats Me, and then the 5 gorillas, and Titus became the alpha gorilla, because that's how they work or whatever, like humans, And then he was banging all those chicks or whatever. But then Beats Me was like on the side, like slanging side dick, unbeknownst. So the scientists were like, "Wow, this is crazy!" He's like trying not to get busted by Titus for like banging one of his wives, And then but whatever. They're still gorillas, right? They don't know like who's like kid it is or whatever. They're not going to Maury, Gorilla Maury. Gorilla Maury? That would be funny. Oh man. I could make a racist joke there. Or just did I? Whatever. Fuck you. So they're doing some gay shit, and then whatever. They got the thing, and then they got a bunch of dudes were born, and then they ran, and then it was the two of them, but like Titus and then Beats Me, and then after a while, like 6 or 8 more years, Titus was getting older, and Beats Me's like, "Yo, it's my time to shine." So then he like took over, and then him and Titus got in like a fucking fight or whatever, and then he died, and then his son came. And then what happened there? Oh, and then he split off in another group, and then fucking his son usurped Titus and his group game, and then Beats Me had his own group, and then Titus's son killed Titus, and then came back to the old group Beats Me to like avenge his father and like take back his like group or whatever. But then that never worked, and then fucking a new challenger emerged someone else, I don't know, another kid. Anyways, it's like Shakespeare, bro. Like there's like two bros, and then they get kicked out at a young age. Then they're on the road for 8 years, and they're doing some gay monkey stuff. And then they finally find like 5 chicks, and then they start this whole city together. And then the guy's like, it's my time to shine. Finally, like I was the one sucking your dick on the road. Like, you don't remember when we were together? When it was me and you, brother. And then yeah, fucking A. So and then they fucking leaves, and then the old guy goes, and then he gets usurped by his own son. He's like, you were too weak. And then he fucking usurps, and he goes, I'm going back to get what's rightfully mine. And then he gets fucked, bro. It's Shakespeare and monkeys, man. Anyways, that's the show. Thank you for watching. I love you. Do do boo boo dee dee. Do do boo dee dee.